Hello students, welcome to you in your physics class. Today we are going to discuss the NCRT exercise of chapter force and pressure. Here it's question number 1 as you can see on the screen. You have to give two examples each of situations in which you push or pull to change the state of motion of objects. I am repeating two examples each of situations in which you push or pull to change the state of motion of objects. As we have discussed in the chapter, push or pull means force, and force can change the state of motion of the object. So we can give two examples from our surrounding in which pushing or pulling can change the state of motion. The two are given. First is pushing a moving bicycle from behind, and second, a moving cricket ball is hit by a bat. In both the cases, applied force changes the state of motion of the object. Question number 2. Give two examples of situations in which applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. So the two examples are given: pulling a spring, pressing the door. In this question, also we have to write the two effects of force, two examples related with effects of force, but the effects are here in the form of change in shape of an object. You can write other examples like pressing the rubber or any soft object pulling or stretching rubber. These are the examples in which push or pull or applied force can change the shape of an object. So you can write the situations or the examples from your own surrounding in your own words. In question number 3, you have to given some fill in the blanks. First, to draw water from a well, we have to dash at the rope. What do we do to draw water? Pull or push? Obviously, there should pull, because pushing is not the way to draw water from a well. By pulling, we can draw water from the well by pulling rope. So pull there should. In next question, the charged body dash an uncharged body towards it. Obviously attracts. A charged body always attracts an uncharged body towards it. Next, to move a loaded trolley, we have to dash it. To move a loaded trolley, we have to generally push it. The north pole of a magnet dash the north pole of another magnet. See, here the two poles are like poles, so repulsion should be. So the answer will repels. A north pole of a magnet repels the north pole of another magnet. Next question. An archer stretches her bow while taking aim at the target. Archery is a type of sports with bow and arrow shooting the target. She then releases the arrow, which begins to move towards the target. The arrow begins to move towards the target. Based on this information, fill in the gaps. Options are also given. These are muscular, contact, non-contact, gravity, friction, shape, attraction. Students have to keep in mind that they have to fill the gaps with the given options. First, To stretch the bow, the archer applies a force that causes a change in its obviously shape of the string of bow. So first part, the answer of first part is change in shape, means shape should be written here. Next part of the question is the force applied by the archer to stretch the bow is an example of dash force. Obviously, the force applied by archer to stretch the bow with his muscles. Force is applied by her, her here. So her muscles. The example of muscular force. Next, the type of force responsible for a change in state of motion of the arrow is an example of a dash force. Here, the force responsible for a change in a state of motion of the arrow is exerted by the string of bow obviously, and the string remains in contact with the arrow, so it is a type of contact force. The string of bow only can exert the force on the arrow when it will remain in contact, so it is a type of contact force. You know bow and arrow, tir dhanush, so it is a contact force because arrow cannot be thrown without the contact of bow or its string. While the arrow moves towards its target, the force acting on it are due to dash and that due to dash. Means you have to name the two causes or the two agents which applies force on the bow on the arrow when it is in its path middle of the air. The two agents or the two causes are obviously the first is gravitational force by earth, and the second is due to air, which is also called air resistance or friction due to air. So you have to write gravity and air resistance. Next question, let us see. In the following situations, identify the agent exerting the force and the object on which it acts. State the effect of force in each case also. You have to write three things. First, agent of force which applies force. Second, the object which receives force on which force is applied. And third, the result of force, that is effect of force. Let us see first situation, squeezing a piece of lemon between the fingers to extract its juice. The agent is fingers or the muscles of our fingers. The receiver of force is lemon. Effect, change in shape of the lemon. So in these terms we can give this its answer. We will see further. Second question, taking out paste from a toothpaste tube. So here the agent again are fingers which applies force or muscles of our fingers. Object on which force acts is toothpaste tube. Toothpaste tube. And the effect is change in the shape of toothpaste tube. So we have completed part B. Now in C, a load suspended from a spring while its other end is on a hook fixed to a wall. Obviously the load exerts force on the spring and the shape of a spring changes. let us see the answer of A, B, part A, B and C first. There is also part D, but we will see the further D question and answer both. So as we have discussed, the agent in first case was fingers. You can write muscles of fingers also. The object which receives force is lemon, effect change in shape. The second also agent of force fingers, object toothpaste and effect change in shape. Third like this. Now question number D I have written separately because its answer is also of slightly different nature from the upper two. An athlete making a high jump to clear the bar at a certain height. Below the question is written 5D, part D of this question. An athlete making a high jump to clear and the answer is written above it. The agent which applies force is earth surface and force is applied on the athlete's body which results into upward jump of the athlete's body, that is change in state of its motion. By this way students we complete the 5 questions and the rest questions we will see in we will discuss in next class, next video lesson. Till then, goodbye.